again to ESN News Tidbits, where we give you the latest news update. I am Jifa Kinda. In our first story, the Ghana Journalists Association has intensified calls for the arrest and prosecution of killers of slain investigative journalist Hamed Swale of Tiger Eye Private Investigation fame. The call comes as the country joins the rest of the world to mark this year's International Day to end impunity for crimes against journalists.
The president of the Ghana Journalists Association, GJA, Roland Afel Money, has suggested that the surest way to end attacks on journalists and repose public confidence in the security forces was to bring perpetrators of the crime to book. According to him, Ghana was a reference point and standard measure for free speech and media freedom in Africa, and therefore ought to ensure that it protects journalists so they can execute their duties with confidence. He explained that given President Akufo-Addo's fidelity to the rule of law and affinity for the media, the GJA is inclined to believe that the arrest will eventually happen and prosecution will naturally follow. This, according to Mr. Money, would be the strongest antidote for the cancerous spread of impunity in Ghana.
In the next story, His Excellency President Akufo-Addo has commissioned the newly constructed Job 600 Annex building, the Chamber Support Services Block, a driver's waiting center, and a visitors waiting center for Parliament.
Commissioning the project, President Akufo-Addo applauded the Right Honorable Speaker, Professor Aaron Mike Okwe, the leadership of Parliament, and the Parliamentary Service Board for ensuring that these projects whose sod cutting took place on 22nd February 2018 were completed within schedule. The President noted that if Ghana is to be successful in deepening her democracy, there must be a true separation of powers between the various arms of government. The President urged the Parliamentary Service Board to put in place the requisite mechanisms, including the necessary facility management arrangements, to ensure the regular maintenance of these newly constructed buildings, as well as all existing edifices.
In a related story, the government has approved the establishment of 20 technical and vocational institutions across the country to promote youth acquisition of skills. The construction of the schools would help SHS and JHS graduates to learn trades of their choice up to the university level to enable them become self-resilient.
Professor Kwesi Yankah, Minister for State in charge of Tertiary Education, made this known when he addressed supporters of the New Patriotic Party (NPP) after a 4-hour float through the principal streets of Agona and Sabah to solicit for votes. Professor Yankah, who is also the NPP Agona East parliamentary candidate, said Agona Diakwa would be a beneficiary of one of the schools which would employ qualified masons, carpenters, steel benders, and other artisans to train the youth to acquire vocational and technical skills. He said the training would be free to help reduce the financial burden on parents as their children acquire skills training to be self-reliant in the future.
With regards to the EJAPA deal, the Ministry of Finance says it is committed to implementing the directives of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on the EJAPA transaction. A statement signed by the public relations units of the Ministry of Finance assured the public of the ministry's commitment to broaden consultation and support for the EJAPA transaction.
The President on Monday instructed the Minister for Finance to resubmit the agreement supporting the transaction to Parliament for the approval process to start all over again in the interest of transparency and accountability to Ghanaians. The move the President held would help address the concerns raised, principally by the minority, about having been given very limited time to submit properly the various agreements to proper scrutiny. The transaction document to be resubmitted are the relationship agreement, the assignment agreement, the allocation agreement, and the investment agreement.
For international news, Ethiopia's Prime Minister, Abiy Ahmed, has ordered a military offensive to subdue a long-running separatist movement in Tigray State, following an alleged attack on an army base. Mr. Abiy accused the region's ruling party, the Tigray People's Liberation Front, of launching the attack. He also said the group tried to loot military assets in a statement posted on social media. Details of the attack could not be immediately verified. Tensions between the government and TPLF has escalated in recent months, with both sides accusing the other of plotting to use military force. Thomas Partey has catapulted into global stardom after his heroics for Arsenal against Manchester United in the Premier League at the weekend. The world is now beginning to take notice of his immense quality after his start for the Gunners in their 1-0 win at Manchester United at the weekend.
Thomas Partey, 27, has been dominant since he joined Arsenal from Atletico Madrid, where he has received widespread rave reviews over his quality. With the global allure and stature of the English Premier League, the masterful performance of the Ghana international is gaining massive traction around the world. Partey won the ball back more than anyone else on the pitch in Arsenal's 1-0 win at Manchester United on Sunday, their first win at a Big Six rival in 29 games. The Deputy Ghana captain has earned praises from several former and current stars after being compared to Arsenal legend Patrick Vieira.
This brings us to the end of ESN News Tidbit. Thanks for joining me. See you another time. Enjoy your evening.